Okay, so in other tutorials, I showed you how to pretty much do everything in Blender, from making the model, basic Blender controls, coloring your model, importing, exporting, and finding models online, and basically how to get it into your game. So from this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add that 3D model into your mod. Now, I'm not going to cover how to set up this file structure and everything, as I will cover that in a different video, but I'm only showing you how to get the model files you've got from Blender to put into the game. So this should be a relatively short tutorial. I'm going to show you basically exactly how to do it. So what we did is, let me just find a model for an example. Okay, so the model we created in earlier videos, I know this is not the exact one, but let's just say this one right here, or actually, yeah, this one, weapons underscore rifle weapon.txt, is the model you've exported from Blender using that export script. If we open it up, you can actually see what it looks like. And if you open up the file and you see this, then you know you have the model that's correct. And it's an incredibly long file. Imagine coding that yourself without Blender. That'd be a nightmare. Okay, so what you need is a simple weapons file, which is what we have here. I'm going to paste that to the desktop. And then we're going to need the color file in which we colored the weapon. So I'm going to cheat and go in here and pull it from here. Okay, so there's our color file. So what you get from Blender is your color file. This will look familiar, but this is from a different model. So that's the colors, and this is your rifle, which is your familiar part here. It is very important that you name it in this form. For the weapons.txt, you need to have a lowercase, one word, weapons, underscore, and the name of your weapon. I will cover the specifics on naming later, but I'm just showing you the names of these files. The next file you need to have is objects underscore rifle weapon.png. It could be the same name as your text file. That is okay. But I've been scratching my head for a couple of weeks figuring out what I got wrong, but it is definitely important to know that your file structure is case sensitive, which means if it has a capital I, you must have a capital I everywhere. It's like Linux. You need to be very careful with your naming, and if it's a capital or if it's not a capital letter. In my case, weapons is lowercase and objects is uppercase. Okay, that it kind of pisses me off because I got like a little OCD, but that's fine. It's okay. As long as it works in your code, then fine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I can deal with that. So for your texture file, it needs to have one word, objects, underscore, and then the name, which is rifle weapon. And it must be a .png. Once you have these two files, you're going to get to your mod. In this case, it's Blackbeard's Weapons. You're going to go to Media, Textures, and this is where all the textures are stored. We are going to drag and drop this only the objects file into here. And as you see, it's already in here. Once it is in there, you're good. Go back to Media and make sure you have a folder called Models. And again, make sure they're all lowercase. It can be a capital M, but just simplicity's sake, if you're learning this, I need you guys to trust me, and I would recommend that you guys just follow what I have right here for now. And once you're more familiar, then you can fine tune everything to your liking. But for now, just try and copy what I have. So if you don't have a models folder, you need to create one. And inside that models folder, you're going to drag your weapons underscore rifle weapon.txt into this part here. In this case, I'm not going to do it because obviously I have it there. I also have a shotgun in there as well. So once you drag those two files into your mod, you're going to open it up in a programming editor such as Notepad++ or Visual Studio Code. And once you're in, I'll show you what you'll see. Basically, it's the same as an Explorer, except it's in a code. Well, that's a placeholder I have from an old mod. So we're going to open up media. We're going to open up textures, and as you can see, I have a bunch of textures of different weapons as I'm making a weapons mod, essentially. So here is objects shotgun weapon. We've actually painted this in paint, or not paint, in a Blender, and here's a shotgun. A rifle weapon, and here's the rifle. So we have it in textures, and then we go to models, and we see it here. So we're good. That's good. Once you have that, you're going to go to your scripts folder and go to however you've set it up. Essentially, rifles go with rifles, shotguns with shotguns, pistols with pistols, and etc. So since we're doing a rifle for now, we're going to go to rifles.txt. And in here, I'm not going to tell you how to do this directory structure for now. You'll find that out in a different video. But you'll locate your rifle weapon, and then you're going to look for a specific icon, or not an icon, but a word, weapon sprite. And in here, if you're not going to use a 3D model, you'll probably have this as shotgun. But in our case, I'm going to change shotgun and name it to what the name was of the model. So it's rifle weapon, and it's going to be rifle weapon. Exactly how it is spelled with that. Once that is set, I'm just going to look at this code real quick to make sure I am not missing anything. Okay, that looks good. I believe you're done. Let me verify the rest of the mod and make sure it's good. Oh, no, I lied. Okay. So with what you're seeing here, I actually don't think you need this. I had to learn a lot by myself, so I basically learned how one person made a mod, and I kind of just figured it out how he did it. So I really don't think you need this, but I'm not in the mood for removing this, playing the game, seeing if it works still. I just want to make videos right now, so I'm just gonna tell you to say, I'm just gonna say, hey, just do it anyway because it is not gonna hurt, and it currently the mod works right now, so I'm just gonna leave it there. So what I have is in the Lua folder, I have a server folder. Well, that's not it. I have a client folder, excuse me, and in there is a Lua file. I can name, or you can name it whatever you want. In my case, I have load 3D model, just so I know what it is. You click into that, and the very first portion really does not relate to the loading of a 3D model at all. But it is there, and I decide, you know what, just leave it there. I'm probably going to delete this and make up another video to see if it actually works. So, but until now, I would include it. B weapons is your model ID, which in mod info it's ID B weapons. And then right here is basically, it's like the mod.info. Just copy all that info to this. From here, we're going to create a local function. And from here, just do a copy and paste, which I will include into the description, or at least a text file, a download link to it. I've got a feeling that this is wrong right here, where it says EM and ET. Actually, no, I'm wrong. It's right. So basically, all you got to do is copy this right here, and I give you permission to use this and cut and paste whatever you have. Since I have a shotgun and a rifle mod that is loading custom 3D models, I have two fields right here. If you only have one, then just go ahead and delete that part and you're done. But in our case, since I have two custom 3D models, I'm leaving it. So what we're going to do is make sure the mod ID is changed to whatever model ID you have. And then on name, rifle weapon must match with the model rifle weapon. From there, the location is going to be media and modules, or not modules, but models. If you created a folder exactly how I told you with lowercase everything, then you don't have to change it. If you have a capital M, then you need to change models to a capital M. And the same thing for textures. Basically, this script is going to look for anything with weapons or objects in front of the file name and load it. So that is load.lua or load3dmodel.lua. So rifle weapon and shotgun weapon, yeah. Just basically copy and paste and change. That's it. From there, I'm going to go ahead and explore everything else to make sure I've got it right. Yeah, we're good. Okay, from this point, we are good to go. So you are done. You have successfully moved your mod over into the game. All that's left is to start the game and see if it works. So I'll go ahead and start my game and we will find out if it works.